Every season, the big names eat up all the attention. ReZero, Slime, you know the ones. But 2026 had some seriously underrated isekai that most people just walked right past. Today we're fixing that. Here are 5 hidden gems you need to watch. Alright, kicking things off with the weirdest one on this list, and I mean that in the best possible way. This guy gets reincarnated as a rib bone, a literal rib from a hero's body. Not a hero, not an overpowered chosen one, a rib. And what makes this so fascinating is that the show actually commits to that premise. It doesn't just use it as a gag and then hand the guy normal powers 2 episodes in. What it means to be reincarnated, what power even is, all of it gets explored through this completely insane lens. If you want something that breaks every single mold of what isekai is supposed to be, this is your pick for 2026. Next, Ascendance of a Bookworm is the story of a girl obsessed with books who gets reincarnated into a medieval fantasy world where books basically don't exist. They're luxury items only nobles can access. So, instead of fighting monsters or becoming overpowered, she spends her entire journey figuring out how to make books from scratch, which means learning papermaking, commerce, politics, and eventually navigating an entire noble society just to read. By season 4, the story has evolved into full-on political intrigue at the highest levels of the church and nobility. The world building is insane. The character development is some of the best in the genre, and yet it's still criminally underrated because people look at the premise and think it sounds boring. It's not boring. It's one of the best isekai ever made, and season 4 proves it.
But, Prince Cecil, the theorem you're using doesn't exist.
True. I created it just this very moment.
Did you? But, wait. It actually works? But that would mean this is a new discovery in the...
Okay, villainous isekai. We've all seen them. Girl gets reincarnated into an otome game, realizes she's the villain, tries to avoid her doom. We know the formula. An observation log of my fiancé who calls herself a villainess tells the story from the perspective of Prince Cecil. The fiancé on the outside, watching his perfectly normal betrothed, suddenly announced that she's been reincarnated into a game and is going to be the best villain she can possibly be. Cecil has no idea what she's talking about, but he watches her fumble through evil plans she's completely incapable of pulling off, and slowly falls more and more in love with her in the process. It's charming, funny, and genuinely heartwarming, and by flipping the POV from the villainess to the guy watching her, it feels completely fresh in a genre that's gotten really crowded. Staying on the villainous side for a sec, this one's more classic in its setup, but still totally worth your time. A villainess wakes up, realizes she's in an otome game right at the moment the main love interest is about to dump her for the heroine. She's mentally preparing for the worst. And then, a prince from a completely different kingdom, someone not even in the original game's story, shows up and declares his love for her on the spot. What makes it work is that dynamic. She's been written off by the narrative as someone who loses. He doesn't care about the narrative. And watching someone choose a person the story had already discarded, that's honestly kind of beautiful. It's cozy, it's romantic, low stakes. Exactly the kind of comfort watch you didn't know you needed. And closing things out with the most relaxing anime you'll watch this year, Farming. No combat skills, no magic system, no demon king to defeat, just an enchanted hoe and a piece of land. Season 2 picks up right where the first left off, expanding his little farm, his found family of monsters and neighbors, and the absurdly wholesome community he's building in the middle of a fantasy world that has no idea what to do with him. The twist here isn't a plot twist, it's a vibe twist. In a genre packed with high-stakes battles and power systems, this show dares to just be peaceful, and it's weirdly one of the most addictive things you'll watch because of it. If you've been burnt out on isekai lately, this is the reset button. And that's the list. 5 isekai from 2026 that way too many people slept on. Whether you're into weird experimental stuff, deep world building, cozy vibes, or romantic fantasy, there's something here for everyone. Let me know in the comments which one you're planning to watch first, or if there's a hidden gem I missed, because honestly, the isekai genre is so stacked right now, it's impossible to cover everything. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe because I'm putting out more isekai content every week. I'll see you in the next one.